I live in Europe, in a modest but comfortable apartment building with 12 units. It was peaceful, until 2017. That's when the new neighbors arrived. An American family, husband, wife, 2 kids. At first, I thought, great. Cultural diversity, maybe they'll bring some new energy into the building. But then I met the husband. Let's call him Chad. From the second he opened his mouth, it was like a walking caricature of every internet stereotype. Loud, arrogant, aggressive. Always talking at you, never with you. His favorite topics: politics, superiority, and how America was better than literally everyone else. And boy, did he have some special takes. Gems like, the Nazis were actually socialists. Women only belong in the kitchen and with children, while his wife worked full-time to support him. As an American, I'm superior to everyone, especially Muslims and black people. Europe is just a colony of the United States. The Pope isn't even a real Catholic. Imagine hearing that in your hallway every week. At first, I avoided him. Quick nods, short greetings. But people like Chad don't want silence, they want submission. If you ignored him, he'd shout louder. If you disagreed, he'd escalate. And when I did stand up to him, he'd call the police on me. Yes, the police. His reason: that I was harassing him because I didn't agree with his free speech. The police would arrive, listen, and leave. Because nothing I did was illegal. But the fact he tried made my stomach twist every time. I'd sit in my living room afterward, chest tight, hands shaking, wondering if he'd try again tomorrow. This was my home, but with Chad next door, it didn't feel like it. 2. The escalation. Daily life with poison. Living next to Chad was like inhaling smoke every day. Even if he wasn't yelling at me, I could hear him through the walls, ranting about immigrants, mocking women, laughing about violence. Neighbors started whispering. Mrs. Kowalski downstairs wouldn't let her grandkids visit. The retired teacher across the hall said she didn't feel safe anymore. But Chad thrived on it. Every eye roll, every sigh, he saw it as proof that he was winning. He even told me once, "You people should be grateful. Without us Americans, you'd still be living under Nazis." I bit my tongue, but inside, something was boiling. 3. The radicalization. Social media madness. By 2020, things got darker. COVID hit, lockdowns spread, and Chad's Facebook became a swamp. Nazi symbols disguised as heritage. Live streams of him ranting about the Great Replacement. His kids in the background, repeating his slogans like parrots. It wasn't just obnoxious anymore, it was dangerous. One night, scrolling through his Twitter, I saw him outright praising Hitler. With his full name, his face, his children in the video. That was the moment I realized, this wasn't just a bad neighbor. This was a man violating every law of my country's strict anti-Nazi regulations. And he was stupid enough to document it himself. 4. Breaking point. The stairs incident. My final straw came in late 2024. I was climbing the stairs, groceries in hand, when Chad stumbled out of his apartment. Drunk, his face red, eyes glassy. He looked at me, grinned, and slurred. "You should thank me. Without America, you'd be speaking German right now. We own you." I froze. My heart was pounding. But then, a strange calm washed over me. This wasn't anger, it was clarity. I realized, I can end this. 5. The plan. Evidence collection. That night, I opened my laptop and began. His Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all public, all dripping with hate. He filmed himself spouting Nazi slogans, bragging about superiority, mocking minorities. Sometimes with his kids right beside him. I became meticulous. Folders, screenshots, downloaded videos, date-stamped evidence. Every time my anger bubbled, I poured it into gathering more proof. And when the folders were full, I sent it all. Immigration authorities, his employer, every relevant office I could find. Then, I waited. 6. The dominoes fall. HR showdown. Weeks later, I didn't hear from the authorities. But I didn't need to. I heard it from Chad. He was pacing in the courtyard, yelling into his phone, his face like a tomato. "They can't do this to me. It's free speech. First Amendment. Except the First Amendment doesn't apply outside America. Later, I learned HR had confronted him. They told him, "Delete the posts, or you're fired." And Chad, in his infinite wisdom, refused. So they fired him. 3 months notice. Done. But he didn't learn. He bounced from job to job, burning every bridge. His own arrogance poisoning every opportunity. 7. The final blow. Visa revoked. By January 2025, the ultimate hammer dropped. Chad cornered me in the hall, drunk again, shaking with rage. "This is your fault. They revoked my visa. 6 months. They're kicking me out." His voice cracked. He was furious, desperate. But to me, he looked small. I said nothing, just walked past him. 6 months passed. And guess what? Chad didn't leave. He stayed, pretending everything was fine, living illegally, undocumented, the exact kind of immigrant he spent years insulting. I saw him sometimes, trying to act normal. But I knew he was already a ghost here. So I made the call. 9. The climax. Deportation day. 2 weeks later, it happened. Police arrived. A van. Handcuffs. Chad screamed, red-faced, shouting about colonial oppression, American rights, and how this was illegal. His wife pale, his kids crying. Neighbors watching silently from their windows. He was taken to a detention center. 2 weeks later, deported. Gone. Just like that. His wife and kids stayed a little longer, trying to sell furniture, prepare for the move. But the damage was done. Their European life was over. The man who once strutted around claiming superiority was reduced to nothing. Stripped of his job, his visa, his pride. And the best part, I didn't lie, I didn't scheme, I just showed the truth. All I had to do was shine a light, and he crumbled under his own arrogance. Here's the thing. Arrogance is fragile. Hate is heavy. You can't build a life on either. Chad thought he was untouchable. But in the end, he was just another man deported, screaming into the void as the world moved on without him. And me, for the first time in years, my home was peaceful again. If this story gave you goosebumps, hit that like button and tell me in the comments. Right finger, have you ever seen karma come around this perfectly? And don't forget to subscribe for more stories where justice comes knocking, sometimes in a van with handcuffs. Because let's be honest, karma never misses.